So I'm here with Jennifer Register from IMBA class of 2017, and today we are going to go over our coaching video. So thank you, Jennifer, for being here today and allowing me to coach you through your situation.
Sure.
How has the class been going so far?
It's been going pretty good. I
Good.
really enjoyed the program and really enjoyed so far the class that I'm in. So,
Well, good. I know up until this point, y'all haven't had a lot of coaching, so I hope that this will be a good first experience for you, and we can help you through the situation that you're going to present to us.
Great.
So what's kind of going on? Give me a little bit of background on what's going on.
Sure. So I am part of a team. There's 6 of us,
Mhm.
and we, for the most part, have gotten along. We have just recently kind of gone through a few issues. We have one individual that the issues were geared towards, and so it's kind of put a lot of tension in the team dynamic, and so it's been kind of interesting to try to work around and to move forward.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit more about your team dynamic. I know you said there's 6 of you. Um, what is y'all like? I know you said you've done the disc profile, so kind of what are y'all's styles so far throughout the team?
Sure. So we have all walks of life on the team. We have someone who's a VP of a healthcare industry. We have an entrepreneur on our team, and then we have 3 other people who are really just kind of at senior levels that are kind of wanting to break into management. And so we have 4 Ds on our team. And we have another person who is a C, but he's very close to a D as well. So basically, we have 5 Ds on our team, and then we have one who's a true C. So that dynamic, I don't feel like we're all. I feel like we all can adapt well to kind of not have one specific D, but I definitely feel like there's kind of some communication gaps because some of us can't adapt as well as others.
Well, yeah, communication will be key on your team to getting to the end product. So, what is your goal for our conversation today?
So, my goal today is to see how I can best move forward when there's kind of one individual that is not really a problem, but there's one individual that may be a little bit more difficult to deal with from my perspective and from most of the team perspective. And so just kind of, what steps do I need to kind of do to move forward to not only get myself to move forward, but maybe rally my team to move forward as well.
Yeah. So, can you give me a little bit of background on some of the things that have led up to this blow up that just recently happened?
Yeah, so honestly, I can probably say that it was a joint blame because I think that the team probably let things go for too long and didn't really look at the teaming agreement and kind of go back to like the conflict management. So we've never really provided feedback like right at the instant time. It was really more just kind of getting things done, and then finally it just kind of got to a head where it was like, okay, there's multiple things that we have issues with, and so that's kind of what led up to the big issue.
Yeah. So what does your team agreement currently say around conflict?
We have a conflict minor who's supposed to kind of pay attention to the conflicts that's going around that's going on during the meetings, and then to be honest with you, I don't know specifics about what's in there, but I know that the conflict minor is supposed to kind of be the third party or the non-biased person who's supposed to help us kind of work things through, and we're definitely not using that.
Okay. And so have you taken anything from your conflict that you're going to add to your teaming agreement now to kind of help you?
Yeah, so there's a few things that we decided that we do need to add to the teaming agreement. just even aside from the conflict, we need to add what we would really do if we needed to kick somebody off the team, or what we would do if somebody decided that they wanted to leave the team, which is the case now. And then we also need to more clearly define what the processes are if we do have issues with somebody, and then how those escalate into, what the ultimate decision would be for if they stay on the team or not.
And so you said in your team agreement currently and before y'all had a minor of conflict. So have y'all readdressed the minor of conflict, I guess, decision that y'all made? Was there going to be one person, or was it kind of be whoever felt or saw the need for there to be one? How was that going to look?
It's supposed to be one person per. We had broken it up into like months. So like the first 3 months was one person, and then each 3 months after that. But we really have not followed it.
So how do you, if there's another conflict that comes up, have y'all addressed a new way to kind of acknowledge that conflict and then work through it?
No, it's been so new that we haven't gone there yet.
And so, so you want to, the goal again is to find out a way to work with this person, the person who's kind of causing issues on the team. And so what is the current reality? What is everybody feeling on the team?
Everyone is feeling a lot of tension. This individual is possibly going to leave the team. He's pretty for certain that he is, and so it's kind of a different dynamic of trying to figure out what the rest of the time with him looks like, and how much involvement he's going to have to be in like teaming things, as far as like action plans moving forward go, as far as reassessing the teaming agreement, with his input on that, and then also like team presentations and finishing out more of the financial side of the program.
And so what role does this person currently play on the team?
We are right at the end of having to redistribute the roles. So I'm not for sure what role they'll be given next, but we have just general, project manager role, like the scribe role, and then we have like a leader role, and then we have the like doers of the group.
Yeah. And so I know like on our team we have someone who's sort of, well, I don't know if y'all figured this out yet for your team, but we have someone who's finances, someone who's like project management, someone who's marketing, So have y'all figured out exactly what this person will be leaving behind if they leave?
Yeah, so he's a good contributor to the team as far as processes go. So I think project management is what his background is. So definitely it'll be missing a chunk of kind of the project management side of things and how to define processes.
Yeah. Okay. And so so right now there's a lot of tension amongst the team. Have y'all had meetings in regards to the tension and kind of gotten everything out in the open?
No, we were going to do that, and now it was kind of brought to the attention that like let's not address it because the person is going to be leaving. But I'm not so sure that we're going to have to address it eventually.
Yeah, and so is that something that you're thinking about doing sooner than later, or what is kind of a timeline currently for that?
I think we definitely need to do it sooner.
And so what do you see currently? Y'all have, your goal is to find a way to work with this person. The reality is that this person may be leaving the program. And so what are some of the opportunities that you see that you have currently?
As far as
just trying to work with him, I guess, until he exits the program.
Yeah, so there's a lot of opportunities right now. So currently we have this big financial presentation that we need to present at the end of the semester. that is going to be a big portion of each person contributing and presenting their portion. But the part that's kind of an uncharted territory is that we have this whole teaming assignment that's due as well, and how in an action plan of, well, first of all, we are to identify whatever dysfunction that we have out of the 5 dysfunctions, and then put together an action plan about what we can do to work on moving forward. So I think that part is kind of the part that we just need to see what it's going to look like to have somebody contribute who's going to be leaving the group in 2 months.
And so you said that you have to put together an action plan, and then you have different things that this person is going to have to help y'all do until she exits the program. So how do you see the team working together in order to reach, I guess, the goal of having him help on these projects until they're gone?
I see it being a lot of tension, but I'm gonna really try hard to kind of rally the troops and make it happen, so that we can, we have to get along till the end of the time.
And so what are the feelings of your teammates apart from the one who is going to be leaving? What is their thought about it?
There's just a lot of tension there too. It's so new. I think that it needs to settle a little, and then everyone needs to realize we need to move forward.
And so, is there any opportunities that you see in just trying to keep those members together, and kind of get them on the same page to move forward? Is there any opportunities that you see for yourself that you can kind of help that process?
Yeah, I could provide feedback. For sure, when I see that things are getting tense, to provide feedback at that moment.
And so, so is providing feedback something? I'm going to go back to your teaming agreement. Is providing feedback part of your teaming agreement?
It is, but not in the sense of right away. It was more providing feedback on things that we individually chose that we wanted to work on. That's part of the teaming agreement, not providing feedback for incidences that happen and that we need to provide feedback on right away.
And so since this has happened, have you thought any more about that process and about changing that process?
I personally have put a little thought into it. It's definitely needs to be revised, and we need to come up with a mechanism to how that process will look as a team.
Yeah, and so has the team, I know feedback is new for y'all, has the team had a chance to sit down and provide feedback to each other, I guess just in regards to this situation?
I feel like feedback has been provided, but I don't feel like it's been, it's feedback that was like constructive enough to really add value.
And so was the feedback model used during that?
No.
Okay. And so do you see that in any way contributing to what has already happened?
Absolutely.
Okay. And so, so do you see that as one of your opportunities that you can provide and kind of help your team work through as maybe the correct way for giving feedback when this happens again, or however y'all are going to put that in your teaming agreement?
Yeah, I think we definitely can put the SBI theory in there as to how to provide feedback, and it would stick to it to move forward.
And so, are there any other opportunities that you see to kind of work with this person until the end, and then also help your team move on after this? Are there any other opportunities other than kind of revising your teaming agreement? You'll have to do an action plan, and then adding some additional information on feedback. Is there any other opportunities that y'all have?
I think really just the biggest thing is just to provide feedback to him. I think if he does decide to leave, I think for kind of a lot of different parties, it will just kind of be a lessons learned, and hopefully everyone can reflect a little bit to see what the it's not just one person, it is a group of people. So I think really I've done some reflection, and maybe we can do a lessons learned at the end to try to see if people are willing to admit what everyone's what am I trying to think of? What everyone's position was in it.
Right. So I think that's a great idea. Being able to do a lessons learned after everything's done and kind of sit down and say, okay, well, what really happened, and then how can we move forward? To even if this person is going to leave, but if it happens again in your team of, I guess, 5 after that, what will you do to be able to work through that and not possibly have this situation happen again?
Yeah.
So the opportunities that you have are to, of course, provide more feedback, more communication for your team, and then doing a lessons learned. And I think that those are 2 great things that you can do and help your team kind of get back on track.
Yeah.
So what do you see as the way forward after this?
The way forward would definitely be to try to have something like this not happen again, and hopefully have open communication, and try to really get to the root of the problem as to why something like this happened.
And so on a scale of 1 to 10, how committed are you to do it, taking those options through and seeing them through?
A 10 for me, for sure, because I want to end, not only, I want the whole group to graduate together, but I want to end on a positive note too.
Well, that's great. So through this conversation, did you feel that it helped you?
Absolutely. I have 2 great ideas that I can move forward, is to update the teaming agreement, to kind of include the areas that that the team has issues in, and then also do a lessons learned when it's all said and done, to really get to the root of the problem.
Well, great. And so I thank you again for your time and allowing me to coach you through this issue. And so I just want to say thank you and good luck with your team.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.